Now my honor and privilege to introduce Representative Sheryl Delozier. She is serving her eighth two-year term in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, representing part of Cumberland County. Sheryl was elected the Republican Caucus Administrator for the 2023-24 legislative session and oversees the successful operation of the Drinking and Voter Licensing Departments, as well as parking resources and office moves from House Republican members and staff. Sheryl graduated from the University of Delaware, earning a political science degree. She then attended the University of the Netherlands and the Penn State University, earning her master's in business and business. Sheryl is an active community member, volunteering to help victims of rape, domestic violence, and special needs.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I wanted to thank my friend Karen, who always makes sure that the involvement with Zonta and everything that Zonta stands for when we have these. It's very, very important that, unfortunately, every year we have to be here to bring the words and the hard questions, as Suzanne had mentioned, and time again, our victims advocate has done a phenomenal job in making sure people don't forget what those questions need to be, and who is really at the heart of trafficking, and that is the victim, and that is the person that many times is swept up when we hear about a raid or something like that. And as a legislator, I think it's very, very important that we make sure that that victim is seen as a victim and not as part of the criminal intent of a crime. But it's not only sexual exploitation, but forced labor as well as servitude when you talk about trafficking. Women and children are the largest victims of sexual trafficking. No longer is it enough just to condemn the assault on our humanity. We must actively work to prevent and end the exploitation of innocent victims, and that's what Zonta is all about. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and as a legislator, I've worked to advance policies that arm the prosecutors and law enforcement with every tool possible to take down the traffickers and protect the victims. As you likely know, and it has been mentioned, there was a recent bust in Cumberland County, and that was a massage parlor that has been talked about. And that is the awful crime that we're talking about affects people in Cumberland County, but we talk about why we are the Keystone State. We talk about where we sit on the Eastern Seaboard. We are a pass-through to millions and millions of people. We have roads that travel everywhere up and down the East Coast. And Pennsylvania, unfortunately, is a hub because of its easy access to ports, to planes, to trucks, to truck stops. And the ability for us to recognize that each and every time that this happens, it's not about the silent victim. It affects our constituency, it affects our friends, it affects those that we know in our communities. And we need to stand for it and say no more. The House has worked for different measures, and I believe we've hit on those, so I'll skip over that. But I know in 2020 we had a very large package to protect the victims of sexual trafficking. We passed it through the House, and we will continue to push those issues. We were able to get Act 4 passed in 2020, which increased the penalties for human trafficking crimes and the patronizing of a victim of sexual servitude. That meant criminalizing the person who was perpetrating the crime, not the victim of the crime. So that my colleagues and I do, find it very, very important that we recognize the differentiation between the perpetrator and the victim. We know we can do better to protect victims, and we need to arm them with the tools to take down their traffickers. There are so many people here today and within our communities who care about the victims, who want to put an end to human trafficking. My message is to them: if you see something, say something. Every person has the possibility of making a difference. Ask the question, are you okay? Ask the question, can I help you? And I know it was mentioned that sometimes it starts with that kind word, and when someone is trying to bring someone in. But sometimes from a stranger, "Are you okay?" can make all the difference. If they think someone cares about them, because many, many times they feel they are out there alone. So if we can show them that we are there. For over 30 years, I volunteer and work with rape victims and domestic violence. They need to know that they have a support system. They need to know they are not the only ones that are suffering from this. And we need to make sure that we tell them they will get the justice that they deserve. I just want to say thank you to Zonta for having this each year. Thank you for drawing attention to it. Unfortunately, we have to have it every year, but the more education, the more attention that we bring to the fact that there are victims out there that need our help due to people manipulating women and children into a sexual trafficking, we need to say no more, and we need to do more about it. So with our community's help, with all of these advocates' help, we can do that, but we need to carry the message, and I want to thank everybody who every single day works to end this sexual violence of trafficking. Thank you very much.